Excuse me? I thought bro... What? I thought bro was 30 minimum. Holy shit. Maybe it makes me a not a great person, but when I see a short person, I assume they can work a fucking blade. They're good craftsmen. She just... Bro, she straight up just said, take a puff of me. You're a little too uptight. Let it go and get blazed. This fucking... What the fuck? She just got told that your big war that meant everything to your people was just a small little tug of war of who gets to keep the turf. That's insane. Basically, anytime he wants to get down and dirty with her, he just needs to shave. I can barely even hold my husband's hand, and you're out here getting knocked up? Teach me his secrets, so I can ride his dragon. Excuse me? I thought bro... What? I thought bro was 30 minimum. Holy shit. But you can dead ass with a straight face. Now look at her. She went from prisoner of war to grooming a barely legal king. How did we go from him kidnapping us to her grooming barely legal? I'm dead. My job says one thing, but my loins say other things. How the turns have tabled, haven't they? Jesus. Ain't no one thought our boy Vior was fucking 18. 26, yeah, for her makes sense. Bruh, the facial hair is doing crazy things, but what do you mean we go from a situation where a bro kidnaps us to make us his bride, turns out to be wholesome, mind you, so don't worry, and only for that to turn into, wait, now it feels like she might be grooming a freshly 18. Oh man, what the fuck is that? This is why I love this show. You never know what you're gonna get into. Some of the highlights, so if you want to get a full live reaction, you know what to do. Head on over to Patreon. But Jesus Christ, this show is fucking wonderful. The funny thing about this is that I firmly believe, right? You make 15 a legal age. The same people are like, well, they're 18, would probably jump aboard that. Here's the thing. In this case, these two actually have a lot in common given their roles. In general, though, an 18 and 26 got nothing in common. Let's be 100% real. The frontal lobe hasn't even developed. But do I ship these two? Abso-fucking-lutely, because of two things. One, it's fiction, it's not real. And two, they've unironically made me think they actually are similar in terms of mental wavelength, given their roles in terms of the political landscape. But yeah, I wasn't ready for this, but the fact that I can now make grooming jokes on the reverse is deeply entertaining to me, and I refuse to budge on that. The thing about him is that they've done a really good job at making you, as the viewer, understand why someone might want to fall in love with this guy. Because he's not just some barbarian king who just doesn't care about feelings. Like, every step of the way, he's shown kindness and consideration, not just to her, but generally the people around him. He's the type of guy that, yeah, it's family, but he's also okay doing errands for his people. Just because he's the king doesn't mean he can't help someone who needs a errand run for them. Where from her homeland, right? That's something that probably, if you even implied a royal member of the family should go run an errand, even for family member, you might get punished for that. It's very interesting because they've done a great job, right? He's obviously saved her life, as we saw at the end of last episode. Not that she didn't obviously put up a hell of a fight herself. She was fighting with fucking tongs of all things. Like, she was kicking ass and taking aim. But he also has just shown a lot of kindness, not only to her, but also the general people. And I think it's super interesting when you look at the fantasy element that properly gets introduced in this episode. We have a pretty large assortment of characters. Honestly, I thought these were fucking gnomes. I didn't think they were going to be dwarves. The pointy hats really threw me off. But it's super interesting because they introduce something that's apparently even more deadly than dragons. Every one of their cultures and tribes can deal with dragons and general people. Oh, you know, someone's trying to conquer our land like your family was? Yeah, we take care of that ourselves. It's fine. But then there's these creatures that they talk about, and it feels to me like, I don't know, the name just kind of implies zombie-like. They seem to really not want to fucking deal with it, so they have this agreement that they would all come together need be. So if they come onto our land, we all go to their land and fight for it. But it's cool, right? They've expanded the world, and not only just because of the fun factor of you got dwarves and fairies and all that type of stuff, it also shows the massive difference in mentality for someone like him. This is a man that doesn't care where people come from. A person is a person. Doesn't matter if we look different, doesn't matter if we act different, we're all just living on the land. And as long as you're not being like, we're going to conquer your land, he has no reason to fight you, right? So the fact that you can just immediately tell. We don't have a lot of information about her family and how things work. All we really know is that, like, her brother is a piece of shit. People are starving in her homeland, and in general, politics is probably how we assume it would be in a world like this. And it's fun because they don't always take it seriously. They allow her to have a bit of fun, but they also let her just truly open up as a character. And I really like the conversation they had about the battlefield when they did fight, and how if they were to throw hands again right now, it's not guaranteed our boy would win. Now, he might, especially because he didn't use his booming ass voice when they did fight. But if you give her a mithril sword, which she was just fighting with generic steel before, he does know she could kill him. And I think this is a really important detail that I didn't necessarily think I needed, but after seeing it, I think the show would have felt a lot flatter without it. It would have been very easy to just accept the fact that, hey, he thinks she's strong, but obviously he beat her, so therefore she, even if she wanted to rebel, no, like, even he's admitting, like, you know, I can't say with 100% certainty if we were to throw hands in a life or death battle again, you were as armed as you needed to be with the best items, and I went completely all out, it's not guaranteed I would win. And he knows that. And I think that's really important because all we're hearing about this tribe is how they really respect strength. And he obviously saw her strength in the battle, but I'm actually really believing after this episode that if you run 100 scenarios, maybe at best, 49 of those times, one of them would win and 51 another. And I can't even say with 100% certainty which one it would be. I think that's really interesting. On top of the fact that, like, stuff like dragons, they don't have to be our traditional what we think of dragons. Big KFC birds, like in last episode, can be considered dragons in this world. I mean, I'm sure there's some nerd who'll be like, that's not a dragon! It can't be a dragon! It's fake. An author could look at a fucking chicken and call it a dog if they want. But it's just really cool, and I think they're doing a great job at really watching her open up. I think it was really nice when she talked about the fact that my people need my help, I can't marry you, I need to go home, I need to fix my culture. But on a personal level, marrying you does actually sound kind of nice. So right now, that seems to be where her head's at, is that maybe if there's a way that I can do this, but you can also help my people, maybe that can work out. Now, there's a lot of political bullshit that would stop that from happening that easily, but I think they did a really great job overall. The biggest thing is I think it's a missed opportunity not having a gag, because the last time we saw him shave, he basically regrew that shit really fast. This time he didn't really do it. It would be really fun to have in an episode where basically we see him fresh shaved, and then like every 3 or 4 minutes that we see him again, there's more stubble, and then by the end of the episode he has a full beard. I think it would be really fun to see a time lapse. You start an episode off just clean shaven, 5 minutes go by, where the fuck did that 5 o'clock shadow come from? Next scene, bushy beard. You might want to say that's too ridiculous. I say it's not ridiculous enough. You can make it absolutely Santa Claus beard if you want, and I laugh my ass off. But this is a great show. I'm really enjoying it. I think the things that impress me the most is that I legitimately like the romance blossoming between these two. I feel like it's pretty evenly distributed up to this point, or at least where you think it should be by episode 4. The politics be politicking in all the right ways, and honestly, the way they're opening up with world building and lore, whether it's creatures that they're scared to fight, the creatures that are in this world that we have fought, and other species, good stuff, much better than I ever thought possible. Production can sometimes use a bit more polish in terms of walk cycles or some of the basic movements, but the art is so clean it really doesn't bother me. Your thoughts are down below. Make sure you drop a like, share your support, subscribe, ring that bell, and of course the Patreon, full live reactions, everything we're watching over there. And I give other exclusives too, like video shoutouts, because my patrons are what make it all possible over here on YouTube. Alright, so today I got Nephew Wolf, AG, X-Bit, Ken Van, Janelip, Irvin, Rodney Penn, Extreme Gaming, SGM, Janice, and we also have Tyler. So I appreciate the support. Please take care, and y'all have a good one.